everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today is the very first actual cold day of the season here in Tokyo, and so I am wrapped up in a blanket and I do not want to leave the house. I will have to leave the house this evening because I have an orchestra rehearsal. It's our final rehearsal before our concert tomorrow, so I will have to leave the house, but I can just walk to rehearsal. I don't have to take the train. And that's what this whole video is about today. Today I'm showing you what Tokyo people, or there might be a mix of Kanagawa Prefecture. Kanagawa Prefecture is right next to Tokyo. So like Kawasaki, Yokohama, those would be the cities I've taken these pictures from. But basically, over the past few months, I have been taking pictures of what people are reading on the train. I've been snooping. I know, I admit, I am a horrible person, but yeah, I've been snooping. But it is really hard to snoop. So the main reason is just one, I don't actually ride the train that much. During the week, I ride my bike to work. So I only really ride the train on weekends. So I'm not on the train enough to be able to get enough access to see what people are reading. But also another reason is that if I am on the train and someone is reading, a lot of times they have book covers on their books and I can't see what they're reading. So they'll be here naturally reading and I want to see what the cover of the book is that they're reading, and they all have book covers. It's a very common trend in Japan. It protects, not only does it protect the book, but it's also for privacy reading, so people can't snoop and look at what you're reading. Which sucks if you're curious, you know, I think a lot of readers are curious to see what other people are reading around them. But yeah, it's really hard to get a glimpse of what people are reading when they're all using these book covers. This is the specific book cover of a specific bookstore. Basically, every bookstore will typically offer this for free. It's just these just paper book covers that they'll put over the book for you. So they'll ask you if they want it or you can request it. Another reason that it's very hard to snoop is that the books, so this is a hardcover book. This is it just happens to be, this is Murata Sayaka's latest book in Japanese. But the paperback version of books are this size, right? So these are like the mass paperback versions. They are meant to be really easily portable. They're meant to be just put in your pocket, in your bag, and you can grab them. They're light. But because of that, their font is really small. So a lot of times, even if I can't see the cover, maybe the person next to me is reading this book. But the font is really, really small in these books. But also on the top left-hand corner, this will either be the book title or it'll just be the title of the chapter. And lately I've been falling on people reading books where it only has the chapter name and not the book title. And even that, I've tried to snoop, like, okay, I can kind of read what's going on, or like I'll look at their page and I'll look for like character names to see, well, maybe if the character has a unique enough of a name, I'll be able to figure it out. Have not been able to figure out most of it. So it is very difficult to snoop, but I do have a good selection for you guys of 5 books for people reading, of what people read on the train. So let's see what's going on. So the first book I'm going to show you is this gentleman who is reading ここがすごい Tokyo Metro, which is a nonfiction with the title, oh my gosh, this is amazing, Tokyo Metro edition. And so what this is, it's a book that focuses on the Tokyo Metro and how it was created. So the Tokyo Metro, the underground, has 9 lines. And so the chapters are like the Ginza line, the Hibiya line, the Yuracho line, the Hanzomo line. And it's basically just a book that describes how the line was created, both in terms of like the planning, design, all that, and then the actual execution of the lines. So for example, the chapter 1, Ginza line, the history etched into Japan's first subway. Chapter 2, Marunouchi line, the sine wave riding the train. So we will figure out what that means by the sine wave. Chapter 6, Yuracho line, transformation from independent line to complex interoperable network. So this person is probably a fan of trains, and so this is what he's reading. These type of books are really, really popular in Japan. For the most part, what I typically see on a train is either some sort of niche nonfiction like this, or it's like a mystery, a common like currently popular mystery thriller book. This video, I actually purposely chose 5 titles that are very different from one another just to sort of make it interesting and keep you guys on your toes in terms of like, can you guess what's coming up next? So this person was reading ここがすごい 東京メトロ. The next book is a book that I was not expecting to see whatsoever, because it's a book by a foreign author. It's a book in work in translation, which, to be honest, and this is a video I do plan on doing someday, I feel like, it's not that I feel like, but I know that Japanese people don't actually read a lot of books from abroad. The people who do read books from abroad do really, really like actively read them. But for the most part, Japanese people tend to just read books in Japan from Japanese authors. So on the train, on very few occasions when I've seen someone read a book from abroad, again, assuming they don't have a book cover, this is only what I can visually see myself. The only really author I've seen like twice, like not only have I seen him once, but I've seen him twice, is Stephen King, right? So I have seen like Stephen King on the train. But for the most part, every book I see, maybe some nonfiction titles, but every fiction book I see is pretty much a Japanese author. So when I saw this, I was blown away. So this particular person is reading Oedipus the King, or Oedipus Rex, depending on which translation you get. This person is reading a play, so not also reading foreign title, but a very old title and translation, but a play. Like, I was just not expecting this. So Oedipus Rex is by Sophocles, very famous work, although to be honest, I actually realized there's the Oedipus complex, but other than that, I really don't know too much about what the book is. So I looked up on Wikipedia the plot, and I'm just going to give the very first paragraph because it's a play, and if you read any more of the synopsis, it gives you the whole thing. So Oedipus, king of Thebes, sends his brother-in-law Creon to ask the advice of the oracle at Delphi concerning a plague ravaging Thebes. Creon returns to report that the plague is a result of religious pollution, since the murderer of their former king Laius has never been caught. Oedipus vows to find the murderer and curses him for causing the plague, and then the plot of the book continues after that. So yeah, I was shocked to see this person reading this particular work. I really was not expecting it. So really, really, really interesting. This next gentleman was reading this book called Kiko. Kiko means to return home. And this book apparently was the winner of the 111th Naoki Prize. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I present the winners, the nominees and the winners of the Akutagawa Prize twice a year. The Naoki Prize is the prize that is given at the same time of Akutagawa Prize. It's the same ceremony. They just sort of, their prizes for there's like a slight difference between what works they nominate and elect for their wins. Akutagawa Prize being more social issues, with Naoki Prize being more of a genre related prize, although it doesn't limit which genre it is. But this book won the 111th Naoki Prize, which was the prize in 1994. So it is quite an old book. It's already 30 years old. So again, quite surprising to see this person reading this particular work. I don't know, to be honest, I'm not really familiar with Naoki Prize winning books. This particular one, Kikyo, depicts the fulfilling life of a man selected from his hometown's automobile engine factory to join an F1 team, and it's about the sense of exhaustion he feels upon returning home after a 3-year assignment. So yeah, I was very surprised. This book is by, let's see, do I know how to read the author's name? Let me check. Oops. Ebisawa Yasuhisa. Yeah, I would not have guessed the Yasuhisa bit, but yeah, Ebisawa Yasuhisa is the author of this particular work. So yeah, just really, really cool. Still don't know if I would read it. Again, Naoki Prize just isn't my thing. Have I even read a work? I mean, I think it could sound mean, like, oh, you haven't even tried a work. How can you say you don't want to read them? But to be honest, every time I look at the prize winners and I pick up a book, I look at the blurb, I read it, and I'm like, I don't think this is for me. So yeah, I'm definitely in a Ikusagami Prize kind of person. So, but yeah, it was really, really, really cool. But that book definitely seems to be a little bit out of print. So the next book is, I saw this, I don't know, he's probably in his he looks like to be 23, 24 years old. He's in that kind of age range. On the train was his friend, and he was reading this book called Ikusagami 10. I say 10 because not to mean the letter 10, but 10 means the heavens. Because Ikusagami is apparently a series. There are several books. I don't know if this is the first one or if it is a sequel or not. But it is by the author Imamura Shogo. So the book is called Ikusagami. And this book is, apparently, this is the tagline, it is a thrilling samurai battle royale. Which, I don't know, that sounds really, really fun. I can see how that'd be a book you'd want to read. Yeah, just battle royale, but with samurai. Basically, in the Meiji area, around apparently takes place in the 11th year of the Meiji area, which is 1878. One late night in a temple in Kyoto, there's a mysterious letter that arrives, and it promises an opportunity to win an award for those people who are skilled in martial arts. And it basically takes 292 martial artists and brings them into a game, and it's a battle royale. It's basically a battle to the death. This particular volume that he is reading, the 10, basically is a swordmaster, Saga Shujiro, who protects Futaba, a 12-year-old girl caught in this life or death struggle as they journey forward. So I don't know, that sounds really, really fun. And it seems that it is officially a drama, and it will be coming out on Netflix. So that's really, really fun. Yeah, that sounds like samurai battle royale, Netflix. That seems like something I would want to watch. That sounds really, really fun. So this book came out, the paperback came out in 2022. I'm guessing that Netflix is coming out this year, since they don't give a particular date. That usually means it's in the current year. So that sounds really cool. That sounds really fun. And then the last book I want to introduce to you is by this young elementary age student. I tried to hide as many identifying factors as possible. Don't worry. I even checked the train card to make sure it didn't have any personal information. I will not show that kind of face. But this elementary school student, I was really curious to see what they were reading, because we were on the train and they came on and they were holding it to its open page, and the entire time as we got off the train, still holding it to the open page, going to the elevator. I tried really hard to take a picture of that book. So hard. I was so curious. Yeah, I just wanted to see what elementary students are reading these days. And that kid seemed really, really passionate about this book. And I'm really glad I caught it, because, so this book is called Mask to Kurobhan, which means mask. So the mask we were using, the surgical mask, and chalkboards, or the blackboard. And this book is by Hamano Kyoko. And this book is actually, it's a fairly recent book, because it is about COVID, and it's about the young students who are coming back to school after the COVID-induced school closures. So the whole book is about a story of this young boy who's named Teru, and it's about all his friends and about how they adapt to this new school environment where they have to immediately post COVID. So this particular book seems to have won a literary award called the Tsubota Yoshi Literary Award. I'm not familiar with that. award. I'm going to assume it might be for young young readers, an award for books that are targeted to young readers. So maybe kind of like the American, what is it, the Newbery Award, I believe it was, which was a great reward. I remember really loving that award as a kid. So yeah, this was really cool. I just thought it was really great. It just makes so much sense to have books helping students sort of relate, because none of us adults can really relate to what it would be like to have to go back to school after a very long, prolonged school closure due to a pandemic type situation, since we never had to deal with that ourselves. So these kids are new to it. They're having to experience all of this for the first time, and they have no one to talk to, no adult to talk to ask, you know, what is this supposed to be like? What are we supposed to do? So I think a book that really deals with those topics is excellent. And I was really excited to see that book on the train. So yeah, there we go. Those are 5 books that I have spotted on the train over the past months. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will keep stalking people on the train with respect, but I'll keep stalking people on the train to see what they're watching and present you later on with another 5 books. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!